Chaos versus control. The rise of AI in the garden. Well, not really. And with all this talk about AI taking over the world, I thought we ought to take a look at it as it applies to the garden. What if it was easy? Kind of like the difference between a coder and cover crops. The difference between dirt and a database. But what if it was easy? Would that be something you'd be interested in? My background is in continuous improvement, trying to take waste out of systems. So I'm always looking for an easier way to do things. I was talking to a young coder just the other day, and they said, you know, AI is going to be the future of the world. It's going to take over everything. And I just kind of smiled and said, well, you know, with gardening, I've kind of made it easy. I came up with these 4 pillars: pile, plant, protect, and pick. And he said, oh, we can code that. You know, I smiled. Then I went to ChatGPT and prompted it a question. And what I found out blew my mind. But you know what? Today is Saturday. And every Saturday we go to you and we celebrate what's going on in your garden. Thought today might be a really good day to reveal what I found out about AI in the garden. One thing I did find out is AI is just a program written by people that really haven't done the work that they're talking about. And it all depends on how you prompt it, how you ask it questions. You'll ask it one way, I'll ask it another, and we'll get totally different answers. I asked them about this deep mix mulch, and they said it's too hard to teach. I think it's too important not to teach. But they always refer back to traditional methods: plowing, tilling, keeping the soil bare, that sort of thing. But if you prompt them about the life in the soil, they'll tell you there's not any scientific backing for that until you prompt them about the University of Colorado and Dr. Elaine Ingham. And then there's a whole myriad of life in the soil. So it all depends on what you're prompting them. So you could ask them how to grow the best beets in the world, and they'll tell you one thing, and they'll tell me another thing. I do think AI will have its place. It's a great place to store and create databases, look at historical trends. It might even be able to forecast the weather in your area pretty close. But when it comes down to managing a garden in a perfect no-work scenario, first off, to do that, you got to buy sensors, you got to buy plumbing equipment, you've got to buy pumps, you've got to buy robots. Then you've got to set it all up, and hopefully it works in all weather conditions. And then what happens when your volunteer pumpkin comes up that it's not anticipating, you know how fast they grow, and it starts wrapping around the leg of one of your robots. Now you've been off, you're looking at your phone, you're trying to dial in something, but you're not there, your experience is not there, and that pumpkin vine kills your entire garden because your robot couldn't move, which means your water couldn't work. So nature, which likes it to be a little chaotic and wants your ground covered, that's another thing. Driving your robot over an uneven surface to be precise with what you're aiming at, that's an awful tall order. So I'm not worried about AI taking over the garden. And even when we get it dialed in, and I guess we could dial this in also, but you know when you pull back the mulch and you can see what that looks like with your experience, and you take that down and you smell that soil, you know whether or not you got good life going just by your experience. So I'm not worried about AI taking over my gardening job anytime soon. Yes, as we progress into the future, it's a good idea to be aware of these things and see their potential to help. Because the one thing I know is I want to make it easy. These 4 pillars of gardening that I came up with makes it just that easy. Today is Saturday, and with our contributors, we have hundreds of years of gardening experience. AI is not going to replace that anytime soon. So let's take a look at Bruce down in Orlando, Florida, at Bruce's Orlando Food Forest. His sweet potato patch is coming along nicely. Not gonna be too long, he's gonna be digging prime sweet potatoes. His star cherries have come off, and I'm not sure what that is, but it looks hot or tasty, or both. Bruce, thank you for the motivation and the wisdom. Now, Art, if he relied on AI, would tell you, you cannot grow bunches of bananas in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But look, he's got bunches of bananas and bunches of peppers. If we go to Mike and Linda down in Texas, their fall crops are already up. AI would have said, you can't plant those yet, your summer crops are growing, or your summer crops should be done, so go ahead and plant. Mike, Linda, sure appreciate you sharing what's going on in your garden. Without the experience to be able to companion plant, succession plant in your specific garden, AI can maybe be a tool, but it's not going to take over your job. But the 4-pillar framework will make your job easy. And I invite you to become a member of this group. There's no obligation and it doesn't cost anything. We're just a loose-knit community of people that like to get their hands dirty and eat things that taste good. You can help motivate others, teaching them how to grow a garden, just by sending in a picture now and again. Let us celebrate what's going on in your garden. Aren't our contributors fantastic? Please hit that thumbs up button. It tells YouTube to push this out to more people that might want to learn how to garden. And this right here is a sucker that we took off and planted in July. And I told you we'd still have time to get tomatoes. And we've had several, but this is a nice one. I'm gonna get it in the house before any kind of bug gets after it. You can do this too. My garden may look a little chaotic right now, but we're well into fall and things are starting to die back, even though they're still producing really well. Nature will take over your garden at some point. If it's bare, you're gonna get weeds. If it's deep mulch, the plants are gonna thrive. I'm gonna argue that no large language model is ever gonna replace the intuition of a gardener. Whether you're traditional, tilling nice straight rows, or thick, mixed deep mulch gardening with chaos planting, the point is, nature is gonna take over at some point. If your garden is tilled up, you don't have cover on it, you're gonna get weeds. If you got the deep mixed mulch, your plants are gonna thrive and they're gonna become chaotic. We're gonna have to go down the road a bit before technology ever catches up with nature and what it'll do. Not to mention the weather. It could be sunny like it is now and turn to rainstorm or hail, or if you've been in the garden, you know what I'm talking about. Now, my point was not to scare anybody about the future in the garden, but just give you hope of what you can accomplish. You can do this too. Oh, geez. Come on. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your experience with AI and your thoughts about AI in the garden. Hit that subscribe button. You never miss another episode to teach you how to grow in a mixed deep mulch. I did write a book. If you're interested in supporting this mission, I do want to thank everybody that's given me a cup of coffee in the last little bit. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.